What if you can't afford a GILA? What if it's too expensive and you still want to do Alpha Abyss missiles? Well, that's where the Caracal Navy comes in. Let's dive in. And if you want the best Eve guides, you came to the right place. Ladies and gentlemen, Loru here, digital advertiser, content creator, and Eve Enjoyer. Coming to you live from the CCB Games Twitch channel, and this beautiful ship is the Caracal Navy. Now, we do have a video on the Caracal. If you missed that one, I highly recommend that you go check that one out as well. Let's see if we can get a solid skin for this while we do this. And let's start by talking about why the Caracal. Yes, why should you fly this ship? Well, the main thing is it's cheaper than the GILA. It is much less expensive than our droney boy, and because the main focus of the Caracal Navy is missiles, you don't need as good drone skills to be able to fly this ship, and this is going to be alpha friendly, although yes, Omegas can fly this as well. The Caracal does get bonuses to both rate of fire and explosion radius. Read this as hit rating, damage, if you play other MMOs. So that is going to be a very excellent combination for a Dark Abyss. We're going to go nice and fast. Here's the fit for you. This fit will be in the description for you to check out. Let's start at the top here. This is going to be a DPS focused ship. And before I go any further, I highly recommend you put a damage control in the lows to start. I can tell you that I typically fly with 3 DPS modules because I want that extra look right here. I want that extra 70 DPS that you get. You go from 630 DPS to 700 DPS with this. If you're an alpha, you might actually need that increase in DPS. If you're missing some damage, consider not using the DCU in the lows and using the ballistic control system instead. Why start with the DCU? Why start with this? Because it lets your mistakes not be a problem. Okay. It makes it so that you can have your mistake be 2 seconds worth instead of 1. That's what that is. And by the way, in the description today, you're going to see not 1, but 2 fits. You're going to see both a alpha fit and a non-alpha fit. What is the difference? The non-alpha fit has a different afterburner, and the non-alpha fit has a restrained shield boost amplifier. That's it. So you can use whichever one you want. It's 2 modules, and honestly, the difference is so negligible. Look, even the price is very similar. The alpha one is $262, the Omega one is $272. Choose your favorite and call it a day. Not a problem. All Gucci. Let's keep it going. So let's talk about your ammo usage. So you have 2 types of missiles. Javelin ammo is going to be further out, but it's going to do less damage. Okay, you can see this one goes to 28, but the damage is 405. If we switch to Rage, you're going to see that the range is going to be 16, but the damage goes up to 633. Much needed indeed. You're going to have to switch depending on what's up. You're going to see how we fly this. We're going to show you how to fly it in just a sec. Because we're doing darks, you're going to be taking the best afterburner you can. Now, if you want alpha, you can use the monopropellant afterburner as well. And honestly, the Tech 2 afterburner is more expensive, and it's really not that much more worth. You do go just a little bit faster, but if you just want to keep flying the monopropellant, you totally can. We are going to be using a web, and this is the one I recommend you bling. This is the one I recommend you spend some pretty pennies on. This one module alone is going to run you, what is it, like 30 million ISK right now? A faction web is going to be, come on, it's going to be 60 million ISK. Oh, bless you, Arvito, give me literal live stuff coming in. I will accept that in just a moment, Arvito. Thank you for that. Spend the money on this single web. The extra increase in range you get is massive. Tech 2 webs only go out to about 10k. You can see if I drop a Tech 2 web in there, 10 km versus the faction web, the Caracal Navy web, is going to go out to 13. This is a lot. This is going to be able to lock down way more ships than you think. The extra 3k range is worth it. I recommend doing it, okay? This is going to be an active heal fit. We do have a shield booster coming in with a shield boost amp as well. This one is not alpha friendly, so just get the restrained shield boost amp and you're good to call it a day. There is drones, and you should fly the best drones you can. With that said, the drones, as you can see, very similar to our Breacher video, are going to be way less DPS. You can see the drones are less than 100 DPS and your missiles are 540 DPS. So you do want to be able to make sure that you're using the proper things here. You want to prioritize missiles for this. And we just saw it in chat. You are correct. You are correct. Ogdad, you can also fly faction missiles in your, ooh, that's actually missing from us. Thank you, Ogdad. Bless you, my friend. You're going to fly faction missiles. Let's get some Caldari Navy Infernos on there just to call it a day. Let's put like, I don't know, let's put like 2,500 in there just to call it a day. Caldari Navy faction missiles are going to have a range of 19 with a DPS of 500. So they're slightly different. You can do what you want and pick and choose your favorites. So that's the fit for you. Let's show you how this looks like in space. But before we do that, You know how these work, chat. We're going to be giving away 3, yes, 3 fully fit Caracal Navies to 3 of you, 3 winners, each of you getting 1 ship if you do these 3 steps. The first thing you have to do is you got to go subscribe to my YouTube. The bot's going to know if you're not subbed and you'll be disqualified. The second thing you have to do is put in the YouTube comments, I want that Caracal. And the third thing you have to do in that same comment is put your in-game name. Put your in-game name. I have to know who the heck to send the contract to. Do those 3 things. Subscribe, type the catchphrase, and put your in-game name in the YouTube comments, and you'll be eligible to get your Caracal Navy issues. You'll see it very soon. Thanks for 31,000 subs on YouTube. Let's dive into space and see what's up. If the only thing we didn't give away was supers and titans, which I don't know if I'm ever going to give away a titan, because if I give away a titan to somebody, it's a chore. You know what I mean? Like, they're never going to be able to fly it. And it's going to be locked in an NPC, in a player-owned station, a non-NPC station, you know? So the only thing I didn't give away, I gave away a faction dread, I think. Did I give away that faction dread? I don't remember. I might be thinking of more Pochfin capitals, because I gave away a bunch of Pochfin capitals. I spent about 200 billion-esque buying up Pochfin capitals. I was buying them from 8 to 10 billion a piece, and I gave them away. You almost gave away the Marshal. I didn't. I meant not to give it away. I meant to undock it and have people mess around with it, you know? It's funny. We undocked that Marshal in GILA, and we ejected from it on purpose as like a funny hide-and-seek contest. Like, whoever gets it first gets it. And the guys that killed me in that Marshal, I saw them bragging about it in the official EVE Online Discord, acting like they ganked me. Like, look at this, I killed a streamer, you know?
You guys remember that time that I ganked an idiot streamer who undocked in a Marshal with no modules? You guys remember that?
Actual what they said. And I chimed in, I was like, you guys didn't gank me. I ejected from the ship on purpose. Imagine having to brag about killing someone who's not in a ship. It's pretty, you know. Chat, we do our best here. You don't have to try to rewrite a story to see what happened. Let's see about it, chat. Let's see. T2 darks in a Caracal. Let's see if we can do it. Lock in, chat. Lock in. Lock in. Oh, we get a Vedmac room at the start. Are you kidding me, dude? We get a Vedmac room at the freaking start. Am I cap stable? Am I cap stable? I am. Good. Let's get these Damavics. Let's get these Damavics. Here we go. Damavics are first. Harrowing, anchoring Damavic is going to be first, baby. Anchoring Damavic's going to be first. Just going to immediately lock this guy up. So whenever you're in one of these rooms, I'm going to throw some drones on this other Damavic. You want to split DPS when you're on trig rooms, because the trigs will heal each other. They're going to heal each other up. So we're going to try to do this. We're going to lock this Damavic down, really slow him down. We're going to go into the speed cloud as well. Try to go nice and fast. We're going to use this speed cloud to get it done. I am being warp scrammed. That's a-okay with me. Good to go. Good to go. Let's keep hitting this. Once this Damavic is dead, all DPS, and I do see yellow boxing, all DPS is going to go on to this Vedmac. All DPS is going to go on to this Vedmac right here. We're in this speed cloud. Let's see if we can get this done. Where is this Vedmac? I might have to turn around. Okay, good. Cool. Let's bring our drones back in. And let's start going after these caches, because I do go nice and quick. And there it is. Now we have to. You're in range. Let's do it, baby. Let's be in range. So let's slow this down a little bit. Let's go to like half. Let's go to half so I can web this Damavic out, and I can make sure to do this, or this Vedmac. Excuse me. Let's go to like half. So let's put 3 drones on this guy, and let's put 1 drone and 1 drone. This is what you should do if you're in this kind of thing. You want to split your drones so that your drones can do the damage. And look, we are taking some damage from these. Oh, there's my drone taking a ton of damage from this. Let's pull him back. We might have to come back to this. Let's go after the bioadaptive cache instead. Let's leave that extraction node where it is. Let's pull that one back in there. We do see some yellow box, and we just keep us going. Let's go back after this guy. Let's set this back to full speed, because they're going to be catching up to me in just a moment. And my web isn't on this Vedmac, chat. Furiouser and Furiouser. Let's throw this after this guy. Let's go loot this right now. And let's pull back all drones, because they're taking a ton of damage right now. They're taking a ton of damage. Why do you want to focus down the Vedmac? The Vedmac does so much damage. It's incredible how much damage the Vedmac does. It's absolutely bananas how much damage the Vedmak do be doing. And once you're down to 2 of the trigs, you're just gonna focus fire and not worry about it. We're just gonna loot all of that. Let's head to this. Let's not worry about the extraction node. It doesn't matter. Let's keep this going and keep it trying. Let's not worry about this one. So I'm gonna keep monitoring my drone HP because we need to make sure that they're not dying to something dumb. Let's put our loot into our loot folder. Here's a big tip for all of you that are doing this. You can get a small standard container and you can rename it to loot, and then you can just have it ready to go in your folder right here. That way you can easy peasy see how and when your stuff is going. It works very, very well. I saw that they were damaging my drones. We called them back in. All right, one more Damavic, baby. One more Damavic in this dark abyss. So far, Caracal Navy was easily able to cut through that Vedmak room. Excellent. You just want to make sure you're not out of range of your stuff coming in. So on the trig rooms, you want to, oh, my drone's taking a ton of damage because they went towards that thing there. Good. So we stop all of our cap stuff. Let's keep this at range, and let's set this. You all know I like to set my keep it range to 500, and let's set this orbit. Let's set the orbit to about, let's do it to about a 7K. About halfway. Our stuff is reloaded. Our cap is good. Oh, my drones! My drones are about to die to something. What the hell are they doing? I told them to come back. They're gonna die. My drones are all gonna die. My drones are all dead. Lost all my drones, chat. All my drones. I pressed Shift R. They didn't come back. They all died. Let's see if we can survive without drones. This will be a proper test. A proper test. Let's see if we can survive. Accidental, ladies and gentlemen, but let's see if we can do it. We have Lucifer mobs. Might be in trouble, chat. Might be in trouble here, baby. Let's see if we can get these guys. The moment these guys come within range, my God, they're already here. So let's just keep it in this. Big mistake, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just be clear. Big mistake. I'm gonna stop this DPS for just a sec. We lost all of our drones there, literally all of them. So we have to do this now instead. Let's do this. Let's go right for these guys. Let's keep monitoring this sub nodes. We're going to keep doing all the DPS to these echoes. And then we are going to hit this Ixion once we're done with that. Goodness gracious. I'm furious that I lost all my drones. All of my utilita is now done. These echoes have to go first because they are stopping me from doing any old thing. They're going to hold us in place and stop me from doing anything. I actually might die because my stuff is not going to hit. I'm going to overheat this just a little bit. Overheat these guys just a wee bit, chat. Just a wee bit to be able to take out these echoes really, really quick. I want to be able to get through these rooms as quick as possible. So I've taken out a single one of my missile groups. Let's stop the overheating. And it's not even there, chat. I'm furiouser and furiouser. Let's go towards this guy instead. This guy wasn't even lootable. I'm going so slow. Remember, we're in a dark room. We're in a dark room, so we want to be able to go nice and fast, get the stuff done. I cannot believe these things are still alive. I'm furious. By the way, this is why you need the web. You're seeing why you need the web right here. So now that that's done, we're going to put all of our damage onto this guy, all of it, and hope that we can get out of, kill these echoes in time. Let's just come up here so we don't bounce off this. Losing all of my drones to that stupid tower. I'm furious, but I'm glad it happened. I am, because I get to show all of you how this goes, what to do when a mistake occurs, how it happens. I like this, so let's keep this guy right here, y'all. So still are going nice and slow because of that echo. Let's keep webbing this guy up, and let's do this and keep getting it done. We're going to lock up this bioadaptive cache, and I'm going to swap this guy. Let's web this guy up as well, please. I'm going to swap this guy to range ammo very, very quickly. Let's see how long it takes to swap this. Inferno Javelin, I believe that's the right one. Please, 28, thank you very much. It takes just 10 seconds, easy enough to do it. We can tank these. We can tank these. I'm not worried about dying. The thing that's worrying me is the time it's taking to kill these mobs. Because we lost those drones, we're actually doing way less DPS. Oh, we're not even close to end range with this yet. We need to hit this. It's within 28. Keep hitting this echo. Keep hitting this echo. What's next? Let's get the sword spine next, because it is E-warring me like crazy, and then we can hit the Medusa for the damp, and then we can go for the Ixion. We can kill the frigates first. Once this is within range of 20k, can you stop attacking? And 28, let's start hitting the bioadaptive cache. Let's start hitting it with our longer range heavy missile, and then let's see if we can take this down. Much less DPS. Much less DPS with those drones dead. I'm not happy about that at all, ladies and gentlemen. It might actually end us here. Let's switch back to the Inferno Rage ammos here. Let's switch back to it. Then after this, we are going to get that sword spine looking real good, y'all. Looking real good. Let's loot this up. Loot this up. Let's web him. Why webs if you have missiles? This is a great question. I've seen this a couple times in the Twitch chat today. Webs and missiles, because missiles act... how missiles work is like this. The slower the target is going, the more the explosion is going to hit them. Think of a web as increasing the amount of damage we do in our hit rating if you're coming from other MMOs. Because we're cap stable, we can just absolutely big chill and just not worry about any of this. We just keep this going. I actually kind of like that we split those up because we're still doing DPS to this Medusa. We are at 12 minutes. So because we lost our drones, we lost about 1/6 of our DPS. We got 12 minutes left. This is the second room, I think. Yeah, this is the second room, so I think we'll be okay. I am sealing this guy, healing him up. Is the Ixion healing him? Is the Ixion healing this guy, or does he just have active health? No, the Ixion is not healing him. It looks like the Medusa does have some active reps coming in. Oh my god, chat. Use your big missiles, Loru, for God's sake. Use them. So you want to use the web, and look, this guy's within 10k, 12k of me, and then the web drops. See how that goes? So now what we're going to do is we're going to get nice and close to this guy. Let's start keeping this Medusa at range so we can reactivate the web. We can stop him going so fast. If they're going slow, the missiles hit for more damage. That's what you have to understand. Okay, good. Now we're about to get the Ixion. Let's go right towards this guy, chat. Let's go right towards him. He was keeping me a bit at range, so we're going to go towards this guy because my missile range is 16, so let's actually stop doing this. And now we're in range. Good. Now we're in range, and he is going to paint me, and he's also doing guidance disruption. This guy was doing some big E-ward to me at all times. Let's orbit this guy at like 7. Let's just keep a solid 7.5k orbit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the middle section here so I can at all times see how far I am from this middle pylon, because if I get too far, I can die. Are these hams? These are heavy assault missile launchers. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. So with the loss of our drones, let's see if we can get out of this. Let's see if the lack of DPS is going to be able to get this done. So with missiles, does damage like closer matter? Great question. It does not matter how close you are to the missiles. What matters is how fast the target is going and the size of their ship. Okay, and I should have actually gone towards this guy first. All right, so let's reload our missiles, Control R. Let's turn off all of his tank stuff because we don't need it. And let's keep us going. How many missiles do we have left? We are good on ammo. 2.5 million ISK so far. Not a ton out of this, and we lost our drones. So not very good drops there. Did I leave some loot in here? No, I don't think so. Just not very good on the old loot. Craziness. So let's do the next room. Let's keep it going. So what faction is the missile? These are Tech 2 missiles. You can also bring faction missiles if you would like. I have thermal and scourge missiles, depending on what we're fighting. So distance does not matter, correct, if you're doing missiles. As long as they're within your what it says the range is, you will hit them. But if they're moving faster, less of the explosion hits them because they get out of the missile. Think about it. They literally leave the missile. A ton of FELTs. Okay, let's try to do it, y'all. Let's try to do it. Let's go towards this guy. This guy's where we're going to go first. Let's immediately turn this on. Let's turn off the bioadaptive and let's immediately start locking up these guys. This guy's locked up. Once we're within range of it, they're going to get it done. And we wait until they're hitting us. We got a lot of damps coming in. A lot of obfuscation going on right now, ladies and gentlemen. We are good to go. They are within range now. There it is. We're going to immediately start doing that. Once they're within range, we will web them as well. Looks like they're getting close to me. Good. That's what we want. We want to web them. We want to take them out. This is within 26, I think. So let's do that. Okay, this is within 16. Oh, we have the wrong one there. Let's swap this to the... This is something to do in between rooms. Swap one of your missiles. If your drones die, swap one of your missiles to be able to get one of these. And let's stop the ship super fast. This is kind of dangerous, but I am trusting it's going to be a good out heal test. And I'm very close to the edge of the map. That's why we did it, baby. That's why we did it, dude. We didn't want to lose any of our stuff. Good to go. And then let's go right for this bioadaptive cache. Let's turn the afterburner back on. Actually, let's go right for this because this is really, really close to me. And let's get right close to this guy and let's do this. Let's turn the afterburner off. We're really, really close to this. Looks like we can out heal a ton of these FELTs, nerds. Looking real good. If your drones die, you can have a single missile group able to get it going and get it done. It looks like we did get some loot there out of that. Excellent stuff. Let's keep us going. Afterburner back on. And let's swap back. Let's keep DPSing, Loru. Keep DPSing. Let's switch back to the rage ammo. And let's keep DPSing this guy down. Now we're going to full speed ahead towards this. We're going to see if these guys keep up. If they can't keep up, we're going to slow down our ship just a wee bit. And we can also swap to the ammo that has more range on it. All right, so now this is the final room. Now we have 8 minutes to get out of this room. 8 minutes. Everything was going way slower because we lost our drones. We are going to stop going so fast because we're about to get out of this range here. I don't necessarily want to lose range on these because of how long this room is going to take if I do that. So let's go at half speed. I'm very confident in my ability to out heal these nerds. As long as they're within range of my missiles, we are good to go. And the web is going to help them even more. Get the explosions. Let's look at some of their resists too. Do they resist thermal and explosive is equal across the board? No worries. We don't have to switch ammo or nothing. We can just keep damaging them as we see fit. We're going to go about half speed here. And just, this is going to be a win, it looks like. 7 minutes left. Loss of drone, I can feel it. This is the last room, y'all. This is the last room. You know it's the last room because you see the name Origin Conduit in the name right there. Okay, so once you're within range of this, we're going to swap to this guy. And let's start poking this. 15, 16, excellent. Let's keep DPSing this guy while we shoot the good old-fashioned bioadaptive cache, baby. Let's keep going towards this. Let's poke it. Let's get it done. What loot did we get? I'm going to find out in just a moment. Let's keep hitting this guy. All of our loot is now gotten. Good. Next guy is being shot. And now we get to orbit the central pylon at just a little bit. Nice. A fierce firestorm. Not terrible. Not great. Let's orbit it at around 5K at half speed and just keep making sure we're within range. Remember, the missiles that are within 16 do more damage than the missiles that are within 28. So we want to make sure that we do this, especially with the loss of our drones, because I was dumb in that first room. So glad we got to show y'all that. So, oh, look at this. Hey, looks like I get a ton of skill points, baby. Look at me completing my air daily goals. Look at me. Love to see it, chat. Love to see it. This guy's about 13K. I'm watching their range to see how close we are. It looks like we're about to reload some stuff. Can I get some more skills? Caldari Cruiser 5. Don't mind if I do. Let's fly the Caracal Navy just a little bit better. Thank you very much. Let's just drop 4 days done. With that, in 9 hours, I'll be able to fly it even better. Look at me, chat. Look at you go. It's just good stuff to see it. So T2's 6.8 million ISK. Not terrible. And if you optimize this better, and if you don't lose your drones like I did, I've been able to do these in sub 10-minute runs. So if you get, let's call it 6 million ISK and round down. If you do 6 of these an hour, 6 million ISK, that's about 36 million ISK an hour. So what's the point flying this when you can just fly the GILA? Ah, we see an obfuscator here too. What's the point flying this ship if you can just fly the GILA? The big difference is that this is half the price of the GILA. Okay, half the price of the GILA. This is only 200 million ISK, 270. The GILA's like 500 million. So, you know, that's assuming you sell and don't hoard it. There it is. Exactly correct. So can you use your damage, please? I literally have to do this, I think, because I keep forgetting to activate stuff. I have to not die to this. We have 5 minutes left. This is way closer than I would have liked it to be. I have to remind me, chat, if I miss one of my modules. So the worm is definitely cheaper and potentially better, but not everybody wants to fly a worm. Not everybody wants to do stuff. So there's a thinking in Eve that I want to get away from, that you must fly the best ship. Okay. You can fly a ship you like to fly. That isn't the meta optimal best choice if you just like to fly it. The Caracal is a fantastic ship, y'all. And it can really help you to keep going forward if you know what the heck you're doing. So some people just like flying Caracal Navies and Caracal, so let them. You know, the worm is definitely going to get you more ISK per hour. This is only going to get you about 60, maybe 50 ISK per hour, depending on what you're doing here. So I'm able to get 100 million ISK an hour when I do my worm just because it's so fast. Watch this, chat. Watch this. Watch this guy. Oh, darn it. Watch this guy right there. Yeah, boom. Look at that. Giant freaking explosion, baby. Let's get nice and close to this origin conduit. We can orbit this at 500. We have 4 minutes left. So a longer abyss run complete, but that's okay because we did lose our drones. That was my mistake. You were able to do it even without your drones. The drones just help you a ton. I hope you've seen how to use these. I hope you enjoy the Caracal Navy, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get out of the abyss and let's see what we can get done with this. So high-end abyssals are best money in high sec. You're right about that, horse. You are correct about that. So, all right, y'all. There it is. There it is. Abyss is complete. My drones aren't in because they are dead. Let's exit the abyss. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Done. Complete. Complete abyss. Looks good. Caracal Navy, absolutely easily done. Let's get the heck back to GILA. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want more of these kind of guides, more Alpha Abyss missiles, make sure you check this playlist right here. And if you want the best Eve guides, sub right here. We'll see you in the next video. Thanks very, very much.